Hi, my dear friends. Hopefully, all of you fine and safe. I must be fine and safe, my dear friends. This is Muhammad Rafi. Now, I am going to present exemptions under the GST which are applicable for your May 2022 examination. I covered all amended provisions as amended up to 31st October 2021, which is applicable for your May 2022 examination. I am presenting elaboratively exempted supply of services sector wise: education sector, transportation of goods sector, passenger sector, charitable sector, and so on. Before commencing, my dear friends, let us have the important announcement. Watch my next special class for free. New features are available, my dear friends. Raise a hand to speak with educator like a phone, using mobile phone. How you are speaking, you can speak with your educator. Voice chat is available. Raise hand to speak directly with educator in a live class available. Voice chat to discuss doubts and concept with educator available. Ask your doubts through screenshot, text and voice chat is available. Test your knowledge through live quizzes and polls, which we are now offering in Unacademy platform. Special classes absolutely free to all students across the India, across the globe. Whoever is need the particular sessions, they can able to just one click in Unacademy application. They can access to listen classes. Unacademy, ask a doubt anytime from anywhere, features are available. Ask unlimited doubts. Ask doubts anytime. Get high quality solutions in English and Hindi. Receive exam matches for questions. Obtain instant and accurate solution to questions. Get assistance with your homework. We have Plus subscription. Unacademy offering even monthly also. You can subscribe for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, depends upon the requirement of yours to crack the examination. While subscribing group 1, group 2 or combo both the groups, please use my code RAFI to get a flat discount of 10% from the existing subscription price. Combo offer also available. Both the group you can choose and pick a plan. It may be 3 months, 6 months. If you go for both the groups, we refer always to have the 6 month subscription for your exam point of view, my dear friends. If you plan for November examination, you pick a plan for 12 months. This is ideal one. Further, my dear friends, iconic subscription. Also, we have some more benefits than that of Plus subscription. In iconic subscription, you get printed books from the top educators of Unacademy. In the case of Plus subscription, you will get same material by soft copy. Like that, some meritorious benefits we have in the iconic subscription. While subscribing, please use my code RAFI to get 10% flat discount from the existing subscription price. As I refer to you, I am referring exempted supply of services under the GST applicable for your May 2022 examination. I covered all amended provisions here up to 31st October 2021, which is applicable for a May 2020 examination. My dear friends, presenting the exemptions sector wise, industry wise, education sector, charitable sector, banking NBFC sector, transportation of goods sector, passenger sector, health sector, and so on and so forth. In this process, I brought to your notice the following: charitable sector, an entity registered under the Income Tax Act under section 12AA of the Income Tax Act, and that entity provide services of specified charitable nature. They are the following: 1. Public health by way of care or counseling of terminally ill persons, care or counseling of persons with a severe physical or mental disability, care or counseling of persons afflicted with HIV or AIDS, or care or counseling of persons addicted to a dependence forming substance such as narcotics, drugs, and alcohol. All public awareness of preventive health, family planning, or prevention of HIV infection. Further, advancement of charitable activities means activities relating to advancement of religion, spirituality, or yoga. Further, charitable activities which includes advancement of educational program or skill development program relating to abandoned, orphaned, homeless children, or relating to physically or mentally abused and traumatized persons, or advancement of educational program or skill development relating to prisoners, or advancement of educational program or skill development relating to persons over the age of 65 years who are residing in the rural area qualify from exemption if it is provided by charitable institution registered under section 12AA of the Income Tax Act. Further, charitable activities relating to which includes preservation of environment including watershed, forest, and wildlife also qualify from exemption. But basic underlying condition here is section 12A of the Income Tax Act, registered entity should provide this. Then only qualify from exemption. Further, that entity, section 12A of the Income Tax Act registered entity, import these services for the purposes of providing charitable activities in India. Such import of services also qualify from exemption. Followed by section 12AA entity of the Income Tax Act providing the following also qualify exemption: renting of precinct of a religious place meant for general public exempted, where rent per day per room less than or equal to rupees 1000, rent per month less than or equal to rupees 10,000. The first one, rent per day per room is equal to rupees less than rupees 1000, per month 10,000. See here the concept: renting of accommodation purpose, the premises precinct to the religious place which is meant for general public, given on rent per day per room less than or equal to rupees 1000 only exempted. If it is converted to month, per month basis less than or equal to rupees 10,000 is exempted. If it is providing open space, community hall, auditorium, or otherwise Kalyana Mandap, if they are given per day basis including their open space available within the premises of a religious place meant for general public, that entity is already registered under section 12A of the Income Tax Act, already registered under section 12AA of the Income Tax Act. That institution that religious premises meant for general public has been given their premises precinct to that particular religious place, means within the compound walls of the religious place, given for any purpose, any even commercial purpose, even to have film shooting in their premises, if they given for rent per day basis less than or equal to rupees 10,000 is exempted. Per day per room basis less than or equal to rupees 1,000. Per month basis less than or equal to rupees 10,000 exempted. The open space, auditorium, Kalyana Mandapam, like that. Premises given for rent per day basis less than or equal to rupees 10,000 is exempted. Further, training or coaching in recreational activities in relation to sports supplied by the 12AA entity also qualify from exemption. Further, my dear friends, we have here circular of the CBIC which need to be addressed. If section 12AA entity of the Income Tax Act provide advancement of religious, spirituality, yoga, while providing that they provide ancillary services, accommodation services, food and beverages services, pickup and drop services for the participants. In that case, is a composite supply. Its principal supply remains, predominant element remains the religious activity, which includes advancement of yoga, spirituality or advancement of religious. Under that category qualify exemption. Separately provided, accommodation only provided, where per day per room charging rupees 15,000, obviously after the GST. Further, my dear friends, services provided by section 12AA of Income Tax Act registered entity in relation to rehabilitation of professional services, professional services provided by 12AA entity also qualify exemption. At the same time, my dear friends, here 12AA entity provide the services to our residents in India, old age home services exempted, provided where the consideration charged per day, per month less than or equal to rupees 25,000 per month per member qualify from exemption. Important point here is provided to residents in India by section 12A of the Income Tax Act registered assessee. In GST, providing services to our residents, old age home services. Per month consideration less than or equal to rupees 25,000 qualify from exemption. Got the clarity, my dear friends? With this, I can simplify manner to say that the charitable sector is concluded, referring section 12A of the Income Tax Act registered assessee point of view. Now I am referring to you for your kind consideration government sector. Government sector. Here, my dear friends, if here so here it is one of the lengthy sector, government sector, which includes central government, state government, union territory, followed by local authority. I am adding here governmental authority followed by government entity. If you provide the services to government, to local authority, to governmental authority, to government entity, those services covered under schedule, namely called as Article 243G or Article 243W of the Constitution of India, then absolutely qualify from exemption. If their service nature, while providing services, if you provide supply of goods like a works contract basis, goods as well as services provided, which covered under Article 243G or Article 243W of the Constitution of India, where the value of material exceeds 25% of the contract value, then it is taxable supply. Meaning thereby, my dear friends, 100 lakhs worth of the services was contract nature you provided to government, covering under the Article 243G or Article 243W of the Constitution of India transaction, wherein the material value is 30 lakhs. Out of 100 lakhs, 30 lakhs percentage 30%, more than 25% is taxable. The value of material not exceeds 25% of the total contract value, then the entire value of supply also qualify from exemption if it is provided to government, local authority, governmental authority or to government by any person, covering under Article 243G or Article 240W of the Constitution of India transactions. On the other hand, if government provides the services, local authority provides the services, governmental authority provides the services to others, covering under Article 243G or Article 243W of the Constitution of India, also qualify from exemption from the payment of the GST. Further, if the transactions not covered under Article 243G or Article 243W of the Constitution of India, in that case, such services provided by government or local authority is also qualified from exemption if it is in the following nature. What are they? Services provided by government, services provided by local authority to a business entity whose aggregate turnover in the preceding financial year does not exceed the threshold limit for registration, then qualify from exemption. Services provided by government, services provided by local authority to another government or local authority not covered under forward charge, then qualify exemption. Further, where the consideration for supply of services does not exceed rupees 5,000 is exempted. If it is a continuous supply of services as defined under section 2 subsection 33 of the CGST Act, in that case, in that continuous supply of services in a financial year, the value of supply supplied by government or local authority does not exceed rupees 5,000 also be qualified from exemption. Services provided by government or local authority in relation to telecom sector, services provided to business entity by allotting the license prior to 1st April 2016, whose installments due happens to be happen as a due now after the GST introduction, in that case also the telecommunication services provided by telecom service provided, namely we called as telecommunication ministry, provide these services by granting the license to telecom operators, qualify exemption, provided the license should be granted prior to 1st April 2016. That installments due happens to happen today, even after GST introduction, no GST will apply. Further, my dear friends, further, service provided by way of registration required under the law, by way of registration required under the law. Required means mandatory, required under law. In that case, or otherwise, testing, calibration, safety check certification relating to protection or safety of workers, consumers or public at large, including license required under any law for the time being in force. Here also required under law, meaning what? If it is mandatory to have this particular services where the government should provider or local authorities provider. Whenever I say government, it includes central government, state government, union territory and its departments. If it's mandatory to provide, thereby the fees has been paid to them, in that case it is qualified from exemption in the following nature: registration required under law, testing, calibration, safety check, certification relating to protection or safety of workers, consumers or public at large, including fire license are required under law, thereby the fees paid to government or local authority is qualified from exemption. Service provided by government by tolerating non-performance of an act or a contract, non-performance qualify from exemption. By way of assignment of right to use natural resources which is allotted to an individual, farmer for cultivation of plants and rearing of all life form of animals except horses, qualify from exemption. Further, my dear friends, services provided by government or local authority to any person by way of assignment of right to use natural resources where such allotment of license allotted prior to 1st April 2016 whose installments happens to happen now after introduction of the GST qualify from exemption from the payment of GST. Further, my dear friends, merchant overtime charges collected by the custom department from the import exporters, in that case also qualify from exemption. Further, here referring to you exemptions category, very important area of exemptions, referring to here exemptions. Services supplied by government means by central government, state government or unitary to their undertakings or public sector undertakings by way of grant of loans taken by such undertaking or public sector undertaking from the financial institutions qualify from exemption. For example, my dear, public sector undertaking, let us say a company called BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited case. If it is a PSU, for obtain the loan from the financial institution, the state government or central government given a guarantee for that particular loan, then the fee paid to government by BHEL for giving the guarantee absolutely free from GST. Further, my dear friends, services provided to the government, to central government, state government or union territory department under any training program for which 75% or more of the total expenditure is borne by the government also qualify from exemption. Is an amendment in the recent past. Central government, state government or union territory department, service provided to central government, state government or union territory department under any training program for which 75% or more of the total expenditure is borne by the government also qualify from exemption. Further, services provided by government entity, service provided by government entity to government or local authority against consideration in the form of grant, qualify from exemption. Government entity should be provided services to government or to local authority against consideration which is received in the form of grant by government entity qualify from exemption. Fair price shops, PDS, public distribution system, ration shops, if they provide these services by supplying the goods on behalf of the state government, central government and earn the commission, absolutely qualify from exemption. Is a government sector exemptions. Further, my dear friends, sports sector exemptions. Sports sector exemptions. Here, the old one exemption on those days when it was conducted, the FIFA Under 17 Men World Cup 2017 as well as FIFA Under 17 Women's World Cup 2020, that time service provided by FIFA or to FIFA, or by the FIFA. FIFA means what? The Federation International the Football Association. Directly, indirectly provide the services to FIFA or by FIFA. 2024 men or women under 17. Those services provided to FIFA or by FIFA qualify from exemption. But what is required here is the Director Sports, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports certificate must be presented to qualify exemption. Now in the recent past there is an amendment added here, entry number 9AB under the exemptions, which says that services provided by and to Asian Football Confederation AFC and its subsidiaries directly or indirectly related to any of the events under the Asian Football Confederation Women's Asia Cup 2022 to be hosted in India also be exempted. Repeating, services provided by and to by any person to Asian Football Confederation or service provided by Asian Football Confederation and its subsidiaries directly or indirectly to or by as the case may be exempted, provided a certification must be obtained from Director Sports, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports certificate is must, stating that the expenditure is in relation to the Asian Football Confederation, in relation to Women's Asia World Cup, Women's Asia Cup 2022 to be hosted in India also be exempted is the meaning of that. Asian Football Confederation and its subsidiaries, we provided to them or they provide to us in relation to the Asian Football Confederation Women's Asia Cup 2022 to be hosted in India qualify from exemption, which is upcoming exemption. Further, my dear friends, even admission to this event also qualify exemption, which I will refer to in subsequent place, where the entertainment event, admission to the sporting events, there I will refer that point. For the time being, it is the exemption you provided to Asian Football Confederation or to its subsidiaries. Otherwise, Asian Football Confederation or its subsidiaries provide the services to others in relation to Women's Asia Cup 2022 qualify from exemption with one condition: certificate from Director Sports, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports must be presented. Further, my dear friends, in relation to sports sector, recognized sports body provide the services to another recognized sports body absolutely qualify from exemption. Or you being an individual as a player, umpire, referee, coach or team manager provide these services to recognized sports body qualify from exemption. Which one is called as recognized sports body? Recognized sports body means the Indian Olympic Association, Sports Authority of India, a national sports federation recognized by the Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs of the central government and its affiliated federations, National Sports Promotion Organization recognized by the Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs of the central government, the International Olympic Association or a federation recognized by the International Olympic Association, a federation or a body which recognizes or which regulates a sports at international level and its affiliated federations or bodies regulating sports in India. We call them as recognized sports body. If they provide these services to another recognized sports body or any individual as a player, umpire, referee, coach, team manager provide these services to recognized sports body also qualify from exemption. Is a sports sector, my dear friends. Now referring to here, important area to note here. So, entertainment sector, admission to these events which includes sporting sector, admission to entertainment which includes sports sector, recognized or other than recognized as the case may be. Here my dear friends, admission to the following events irrespective of the value of admission fee qualify from exemption. Admission to museum, national park, wildlife sanctuary, tiger reserve, admission to zoo, admission to protected monuments, admission to FIFA under 17 men or women, admission to Asia Football Confederation Women's Asia Cup 2022. Admission to these events irrespective of the fee of admission fee qualify from exemption. Further, admission to the following categories qualify from exemption with a value cap not exceed rupees 500 per member. Admission to circus, dance, theatrical performance including drama and ballet, award function, admission to concert, admission to pageant, musical performance or any sporting events other than a recognized sporting event, admission to planetarium. Per member admission fee less than or equal to rupees 500 only qualify from exemption. Further my dear friends, artist performing the Indian art services by an artist by way of performance in folk, classical art form of dance like music, dance, theatre, if the consideration charged for such performance is not more than rupees 1,50,000 per performance, less than or equal to rupees 1,50,000 qualify from exemption. That too our Indian classical form of art of dance, folk or classical art, not rock dance or disco dance and all, not covered here. Got the clarity, my dear friends? If the performing artist performed in a performance of let us say Bharatanatyam, Indian dance. Per performance, less than or equal to rupees 1,50,000. If consideration received, absolutely qualify from exemption. Further, my dear friends, services by way of training or coaching in recreational activities relating to arts or culture or sport by charitable entities registered under section 12A of the Income Tax Act, which is already referred, qualify from exemption. Sponsorship services qualify from exemption. What type of sponsorship service qualify from exemption means services by way of sponsorship of sporting events organized by a national sports federation or its affiliated federations where the participating teams or individuals represent any district, state or zone or country, or services by way of sponsorship of sporting events organized by Association of Indian Universities, Inter-University Sports Board, School Game Federation of India, or India Sports Council for the Deaf, Paralympic Committee of India, or Special Olympic Bharat qualify from exemption. Services by way of sponsorship of sporting events organized by Central Civil Services Culture and Sports Board as part of National Games by the Indian Olympic Association or under the Panchayat Yuva Krida Aur Khel Abhiyan scheme. Under this, sporting events sponsor the amount absolutely qualify from exemption from the payment of GST. It is nil rate of GST. Further, my dear friends, referring to you. Now I am referring to you transportation of passenger sector. In the following cases, passengers embarking from or terminating from Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura or Bagdogra located in West Bengal, embarking, disembarking by air qualify from exemption. By air qualify from exemption. Transportation of passengers embarking, disembarking from these locations absolutely free from GST. Likewise, non-air conditioned contract carriage other than radio taxi, other than predominantly meant for tourism, other than that, normal contract carriage, non-AC, absolutely qualify for an exemption. You see here, these vehicles, windows are opened, non-AC. Likewise, stage carriage, city buses, non-air conditioned city carriages, city buses, namely stage carriages, absolutely qualify from exemption from the payment of the GST. Transportation of passengers by ordinary coach by Indian Railways, metro, maybe including there may be AC available, no issue, is exempted. Monorail exempted. Tramway, metered cab, e-rickshaw qualify from exemption from the payment of GST. Transportation of passengers inland waterways qualify from exemption, means national waterways passing through a river. Transportation of passengers passing through a river, through Godavari river from Kakinada to Pandi, from Pandi to Kakinada through Godavari river. Passenger transportation qualify from exemption. Coastal waterways, transportation of passengers through coastal waterways passing through sea, from Cochin port to Chennai port, from Chennai port to Cochin port, transported through sea. In that case also be qualify exemption if it is a transportation of passenger services. Further, tour and travel services also qualify exemption. When means the specified organization like Hajj Committee of India, Kuman Mandal Vikas Nigam Limited, Uttarakhand government undertaking, if they provide services to our pilgrims to have religious pilgrimage where the government of India has bilateral agreement with other country to permit our Indians to have their worship, in that case qualify from exemption. Those services offered by the Hajj committee as well as Kumaon Mandal Vikas Nigam Limited qualify from exemption. Simple to say, the Hajj Committee of India offering religious pilgrimage services to our Muslim brothers to have the Hajj and Umrah services in Saudi Arabia. Likewise, the Kumaon Mandal Vikas Nigam Limited offered the pilgrimage services to our Hindu brothers to have their worship at Manasa Sarovar, Lord Shiva place, to have the darshan facilitating by Kumaon Mandal Vikas Nigam Limited. Thereby their fees collected qualify from exemption. Further, my dear friends, services offered by a tour operator from India to a foreign nationalist in a foreign country qualify from exemption. Further, my dear friends, transportation of goods sector, what is qualified from exemption? Transportation of goods by road in a bullock cart, camel cart or by hand without using motor vehicle qualify from exemption. That means transportation of goods by road exempted except goods transport agency, except the courier services. Here further, transportation of goods services in a vessel through inland waterways, namely called as national waterways, passing through river, transportation of goods qualify from exemption. Likewise, transportation of goods by rail, by vessel also qualify from exemption if the nature of the goods like relief material, defense material, newspapers registered under the register of newspapers, railway equipments, agricultural produce, milk, salt and food grains, which includes flour, pulses and rice exempted, organic manure exempted. If transport these nature of goods by rail or vessel qualify from exemption. Transportation of goods by road GTA services also qualify exemption. Now a latest amended provision is here, my dear friends, for your kind consideration. Transportation of goods by goods carriage agency, there so far taxed under the RCM now became exempted. What is it is the amended provision? It is services by way of granting national permit to a goods carriage to operate throughout India or contiguous states exempt from GST. Regional Transport Authority grants the national permit to the owner of the goods carriage and charges fee for the same. The owner of the vehicle paying permit fee would not be required to pay GST. Earlier it was taxed under RCM, now not required to pay the GST. Big relaxation to the owner of the goods carriage vehicle. Is an amended provision applicable for your May 2022 exam onwards. Further, transportation of goods by road, namely GTA services, also qualify exemption if the nature of the goods like agricultural produce or the freight in a small vehicle per trip less than or equal to 1500 exempted, or to a consignee the freight less than or equal to 750 is exempted. Further, milk, salt, food grains, which includes flour, pulses and rice, qualify from exemption. Transportation of rice in a vehicle by road qualify from exemption. Further, my dear friends, relief material is exempted, defense or military equipment exempted from the payment of GST. Furthermore, exemptions: service provided by a goods carriage vehicle to unregistered individual including unregistered casual taxable person, qualify from exemption from the payment of GST. GTA services is also be qualified exemption if it is provided to government, local authority, government agencies who got registered under the GST law only to deduct the TDS under section 51 of the CGST Act. Then to them GTA provide the services absolutely qualify from exemption. Absolutely qualify from exemption. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Furthermore, my dear friends, presenting here, individual trucks, tempos, moving within the smallest area of distance where the consignment note is not required to issue. In such case, such small trucks, such small trippers are also exempt from the payment of the GST because they are not come under the category of GTA because they are not issuing the consignment note. Thereby they are exempted from the payment of GST. Further, my dear friends, transportation of goods sector, transportation of goods by air, services by way of transportation of goods by an air from a place outside India up to the custom station of clearances in India also qualify from exemption. Further, service by way of transportation of goods by an aircraft from custom station in India to a place outside India. From Indian custom station, goods are transported by air to a place outside India also qualify from exemption. This exemption has been now extended till 30th September 2022. Further, my dear friends, service by way of transportation of goods by a vessel from Indian custom station to a place outside India also be exempted till 30th September 2022. Further, my dear friends, services of these particular ISRO, namely called as Indian Space Research Organization, Anthris Corporation Limited, or a New Space India Limited, who are providing transportation of goods services from the space station in India to a place outside India, namely into the space, also be qualify exemption even though the space station may not be a custom station. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further referring to here, my dear friends, for your kind consideration, these are the important areas one can expect in the examination. Hiring or leasing services are considered. The motor vehicle, the services by way of giving on hire to a state transport undertaking, a motor vehicle meant to carry passengers more than 12 passengers given on hire to a state transport undertaking qualify from exemption. At the same time, the goods carriage vehicle given on hire to a goods transport agency also qualify from exemption. Further, motor vehicle for transportation of students, faculty, staff to a person providing services of transportation of students, faculty, staff to an education institution providing services by way of pre-school education and education up to 12th standard or up to the higher secondary education is qualified from exemption. What do you mean that? If you being Mr. Y provide these services to preschool or to higher secondary school for transportation of students, faculty, staff, hey Mr. Y, your services of transportation to the preschool or higher secondary school qualify exemption. Somebody X provide the cab services to Y, Y in turn providing services to the school or preschool, higher secondary school. If so, Y exempted, X also be exempted is the meaning of that. Further, services by way of granting or giving on hire to a local authority electrically operated vehicle meant to carry passengers more than 12 also qualify from exemption. Hiring to whom? To local authority. What type of vehicle? It should be electrically operated vehicle. On hire basis, passenger capacity more than 12 qualify from exemption. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further, my dear sir, renting of agro machineries of course qualify from exemption, but very important to note this area, my dear sir. Here, services of leasing of assets, rolling stock assets including wagons, coaches, locos by the Indian Railways Finance Corporation to Indian Railways was exempted is now amended for your May 2022 examination. This exemption has been withdrawn. Thereby now Indian Railway Finance Corporation Limited collecting the what we can call rental charges from Indian Railways obviously attract GST. Further, services of by way of renting of residential dwelling, services of renting of premises for residential dwelling qualify from exemption. Short-term accommodation less than or equal to ₹1,000 per day per room exempted. Upfront fee, long-term upfront fee in case of long-term lease. Long-term lease means the lease period more than or equal to 30 years. In case of long-term lease, where supplier of service, state government, industrial development authority or undertaking provide the services, or any entity having more than or equal to 20% ownership by government, that entity providing services to industrial units, long-term lease basis, the land is provided and collecting upfront fee, salami or what name you called for infrastructure development, or upfront fee asking to pay in installments as the case may be, qualify from exemption. Further, transfer of development rights, transfer of long-term lease, transfer of floor space index by the owner to the builder promoter, where the builder promoter is going to pay the GST under construction supply of services, the transfer of development rights, long-term lease or this particular floor space index qualify from exemption. In case of a banking sector, NBFC sector, what are the things are exempted? In the case of banking sector or NBFC sector, the following list is exempted. What are they? They are interest on short-term, long-term loans exempted. Penal interest for delay in repayment of loan exempted. Discount end on bill discount nothing but interest exempted. Sale or purchase of foreign currency between authorized money exchangers also qualify from exemption. Dealing in sale or purchase of forward contract, securities market, not attract GST. Interest end on reverse repo, interest end on repo as the case may be, exempted. Interest rate swaps or foreign exchange swaps are none other than the derivatives market, which is come under security market, therefore not taxable. Business facilitator services or business correspondent services to a banking company with respect to accounts in rural area branch, including an intermediary or to a business entity, also qualify exemption. Debit card, credit card or other payment card where the service charges also be exempted. Payment is not exceed ₹2,000 while swiping the debit card or credit card, any other payment card payment, the value not exceed ₹2,000, for which banker charging the charges free from GST. Further, services provided by a banking company to a basic saving bank account under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana scheme is opened, for which any service charges free from GST. All types of services supplied by Reserve Bank of India absolutely exempted, because it is a banker of the banker. bankers of the banker. Therefore, Reserve Bank of India provide these services exempted. Reserve Bank of India received services also in general in relation to this particular interest on reverse repo. There it is exempted. Service provided by Reserve Bank of India only exempted. Service provided to Reserve Bank of India specifically exempted. If it is specifically noted, only exempted. Otherwise not taxable. If you being a practicing chartered accountant provide these services to Reserve Bank of India of, let us say, auditing services, financial consultation services, will attract GST. Service provided by Reserve Bank of India, being a banker of the bankers, not liable to pay GST. Further, the Reserve Bank of India import these services even for commercial purpose, business or commerce purpose, also qualify from exemption. SEBI services, Securities Exchange Board of India services for promotion of the awareness of the investors in the securities market, secondary market, for which SEBI providing services also exempted. Services by an intermediary of financial services located in a multi-services special economic zone with international financial service center, nothing but a particular financial professionals we have now in the state of Gujarat called as a gift city, a SEZ for financial professionals. If you are having the unit over there and promoting services or providing services outside India and generating the foreign currency into India, qualify from exemption. These are the exemptions we have under the banking and NBFC sector, my dear friends. Further, my dear sir, referring to you, insurance sector exemptions. What are the exemptions are available in the insurance sector? The following exemptions are available. Business facilitator services to an insurance company located in rural area only exempted. Services of life insurance business provided by way of annuity under the national pension system qualify from exemption. Service of life insurance business provided or agreed to be provided by the Army, Naval and Air Force Group Insurance Fund to members of the Army, Navy, including Coastal Guard and Armed Police Force and Air Force qualify from exemption. ESI to its persons, to persons governed under the ESI, Employee State Insurance, provided services by ESI to persons governed under the ESI qualify exemption. EPF, Employees Provident Fund organization, to the persons governed under the EPF, Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act also qualify exemption. Coal Mines Provident Fund organization, to persons governed under the Coal Mine Provident Fund CMPF and Miscellaneous Provisions Act qualify from exemption. Services by NPS, National Pension System Trust, NPS, National Pension System, to its members against consideration qualify from exemption. General insurance services provided under the various schemes also be exempted. What are those various schemes which we have here for your kind consideration as follows? I will simply refer once, just listen relaxedly and leave it, because once listening, at least recollectable in the examination point of view. No one can by heart it. Just listen, my dear friends. Services of general insurance business provided under the following schemes exempted. What are they? Hut insurance scheme, cattle insurance scheme, scheme for insurance of tribals, Janta personal accident policy, Gramin accident policy, group personal accident policy for self-employed women, agricultural pump set and failed well insurance services, premium collected on export credit insurance exempted, restructured weather-based crop insurance is exempted. So likewise, furthermore referring here, the list is big list, my dear friends. So Jan Arogya Bima policy, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bhima Yojana, pilot scheme on seed crop insurance, universal health insurance, central sector scheme on cattle insurance, Rashtriya Swachhata Bhima Yojana, coconut palm insurance, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bhima Yojana, Niramya health insurance. Covering under this particular National Trust for the Welfare of the Persons with Autism, Cerebral Palsy, Mental Retardation and Multiple Disabilities Act 1999. Further, insurance in relation to Bangla Sasya Bhima scheme qualify from exemption. A big list it is actually to speak as exemption. Once listen is sufficient, my dear friends, in this regard. Further, here if you refer furthermore exemptions with regard to insurance sector, further referring here, life insurance relating to Jan Shri Bhima Yojana, Aam Aadmi Bhima Yojana, micro insurance having maximum amount of cover 2 lakhs qualify from exemption. Varishta Pension Bhima Yojana scheme exempted, Varishta Pension Bhima Yojana exempted, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bhima Yojana exempted, Jan Dhan Yojana exempted, premium paid under the Vaya Vandan Yojana qualify exemption, reinsurance of the above also be exempted, Atal Pension Yojana exempted, fee contribution of collection of contribution under any pension scheme of the state government exempted, services provided to government under an insurance scheme for which total premium is paid by the government to its reinsurance qualify from exemption. Furthermore exemptions, my dear friends. Agricultural sector qualify from exemption. What are they? Qualify under exemption means the storage warehousing of the following exempted, like the following nature: cereals, pulses, fruits, nuts, vegetables, the raw vegetable fiber, indigo, unmanufactured tobacco, tobacco leaves, spices, copra, sugarcane, jaggery, tea, coffee, tendu leaves. Storage warehousing of this is exempted. Other than that is taxable. Further, here rice is loading, unloading, warehousing, transporting qualify exemption. Further, services by way of warehousing of mineral forest produce, namely minor forest produce, which includes minerals or the tamarind or the what we can call it as here the concept of the sandalwood, these and all qualify from exemption, my dear friends. Further, services by way of distribution of electricity up to the agriculture place for lifting the water from the well with the help of tube line, with the help of water tube qualify exemption. That means to say that services supplied by electricity distribution utilities by way of collection or by way of erection, construction, commissioning, installation of infrastructure for extending electricity distribution network up to the tube well of the farmer or agriculturalist for agriculture purpose qualify from exemption. or the fumigation in a warehouse of agricultural produce qualify from exemption. Under the agriculture, following also will qualify from exemption. What are they? Cultivation, harvesting activity exempted. Commission on sale of agricultural produce exempted. Further, all types of testing activities directly relating to agriculture exempted. Supply of farm laborers exempted. Supply of services in relation to trimming, sorting, etc., thereby marketable in the primary market even after carrying out the activity, qualify from exemption. Renting of agro machinery exempted. Loading, unloading, packing, storage, warehousing of agricultural produce also be qualified from exemption. Further, my dear friends, referring here, furthermore exemptions here, agricultural extension services, namely scientist services in relation to agriculture exempted, services by way of by an agricultural produce marketing committee also be qualified from exemption. Further, agriculture includes breeding of fishes, which includes aqua, that is no that particular hatcheries we used to say, qualify exemption. Rearing of silkworms exempted. Cultivation of flowers, ornamental flowers exempted. Horticulture exempted. Service in relation to forestry, poultry, cleaning of agricultural produce, plantation of rubber, plantation of tea, plantation of coffee qualify from exemption from the payment of the GST. Further, services by way of artificial insemination of livestock qualify from exemption other than horses. Further, services by way of pre-conditioning, pre-cooling, repenning, waxing, retail packing, labeling of fruits and vegetables which do not alter its character or rather the other essential characteristics of the said fruits or vegetables, not going to be change the character. Fruits remains fruits after pack also, after labeling also. Such a labeling activity, packing activity for in relation to fruits and vegetables also qualify from exemption. Pre-cooling, repenning activity also qualify from exemption. Further, my dear friends, referring to you now, education sector. Education sector referring to you, my dear sir. Under this education sector, preschool education, higher secondary school providing institutions, recognized degree providing institution which includes IIMs, Indian Institute of Management now. Further, vocational training institutions, if they provide these services to their students, to their faculty, to their staff, absolutely qualify from exemption. Any service to their faculty, to their students, to their staff exempted. If they provide it to others, only admission, this particular conducting of examination entrance fee only qualify exemption. Others na preschool, higher secondary school, the recognized degree providing institution or vocational training institution, if they provide the services to others, what is exempted means entrance fee only exempted. Further, services provided to preschool, services provided to higher secondary school, the following are exempted. 1. Transportation of students, faculty, staff to preschool to higher secondary school exempted. Catering services which includes midday meal scheme provided to preschool, provided to higher secondary school is exempted. Third category, security services, clearing services, security services, cleaning services or housekeeping services. In such education institutions, if provided only exempted, provided in preschool in the premises of higher secondary school is qualified from exemption. Further, my dear friends, services relating to admission to, service relating to conduct of examination by such institution to preschool, higher secondary school or recognized degree providing institution or vocational training institution qualify exemption. Simple to say that X academy provided their premises to conduct the examination by CA Institute. That renting out of the premises for conducting the examination of the CA exam by CA Institute, for which fee paid to X Academy qualify from exemption. Further, services of online information educational journals, services of online education journals or periodicals, services provided to recognized degree qualify from exemption. Recognized degree includes Director of Shipping approved maritime course conducted by Maritime Training Institute of India also qualify from exemption. Further, private ITIs, industrial training institutes, also be exempted if they are providing vocational training which is there in the designated trade as approved training by NCVT, National Council for Vocational Training, or SCVT, namely called as the State Council for Vocational Training, approved courses, designated trade listed courses provided by private ITIs exempted. Government ITIs recognized degree therefore exempted. Further, my dear friends, services provided by NSDC, National Skill Development Corporation, affiliated institutions provided vocational training services which is at the end certified by NSDC, National Skill Development Corporation, qualify from exemption. Furthermore, my dear friends, services of assessing bodies empaneled centrally by the Director General of Training, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship by way of assessment under the Skill Development Initiative Program or scheme qualify from exemption. Assessment of the skill service provided by empaneled institutions with the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship then qualify from exemption. Any institution providing services in relation to the what we can call as self-employment courses under the scheme of Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gramina Kausalya Yojana scheme qualify from exemption provided that particular training certified by NCVT, National Council for Vocational Training. Now referring to you for your kind consideration, healthcare sector qualify from exemption. Cord blood bank services exempted. Recognized degree system of medicine in the field of allopathy, namely English medicine, yoga, naturopathy, ayurveda, homeopathy, siddha, Unani exempted because this is the recognized system of medicines in India. Further, nursing staff services, physiotherapist services, technical assistant services, lab assistant services, ambulance services, followed by diagnostic center services, diagnosing disease of the human being, also be qualified from exemption. Further, my dear friends, the services by way of operator of common biomedical waste treatment facilities service provided by the institution to hospitals, to nursing homes, to clean the hospital waste and dispose such a manner that without causing any environmental effect. In that case, qualify from exemption. Likewise, rehabilitation professional services offered by government or 12A of the Income Tax Act entity qualify from exemption. Services such as bathrooms, washrooms, lavatories, urinal or toilet services provided to general public at large by charging the charges. Whoever may provide it is a public convenience services, therefore qualify from exemption from the payment of GST. Further, my dear friends, exemptions: advocate services, arbitral tribunal services, Advocate includes senior advocate services if they are provided to any person or to a business entity qualify from exemption if the business entity turnover in the previous year not exceeded the threshold limit for registration. Further, my dear friends, services offered by independent journalists or service offered by the Press Trust of India or United News of India, if they provide the services, absolutely qualify from exemption. Likewise, services supplied by the particular, what we can call as this particular incubator, to incubatees or non-incubatees qualify exemption. Services provided by incubatee, a newly forming developing unit, technically high innovative product capacity to produce units, to them incubator government institutions providing infrastructure facility, training facility, manpower facility, like that service provided to the incubatee by incubator. Incubator means government unit, exempted. Incubatee also be exempted if they have the tie-up with the government and for a period of 3 years from the date of having the tie-up with the government as incubatee, not liable to pay GST provided none of the financial year the turnover exceeded rupees 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs turnover exceeded in any financial year or 3 years lapse, whichever is earlier. Till the time the incubatee will get the benefit of non-payment of GST. Further, my dear friends, non-profit organization sector, where the service provided by unincorporated body or a non-profit entity may be registered under any law in force if they provide these services to their members, like activities relating to welfare of industrial or agricultural labor or farmer against a consideration up to ₹1,000 per member per year, exempted. Promotion of trade, commerce, industry, agriculture, art, science, literature, agriculture, sports, education, social welfare, charitable activities, and protection of environment services against consideration up to ₹1,000 per member per year, exempted if it is provided by unincorporated body or a non-profit entity may be registered under any law for the time being in force. Provide this service to its own members, exempted. Likewise, a particular welfare association, residential welfare association collecting the fees for providing monthly maintenance not exceed ₹7,500 is exempted. A trade union provides this service to its own members, whatever may be the fees is exempted. Services which are exempted nature carried out by a non-profit entity to its own members also be exempted from the payment of the GST. Further, my dear friends, construction services where pure labor services qualify from exemption if it is offered by the any person provide these services under the scheme of Housing for All Urban or Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana scheme. A builder promoter provide these services, pure labor services, exempt from the payment of the GST. Service provided by of pure labor, contract of construction, erection, commissioning, installation, completion, fitting out, repair, maintenance, renovation or alteration of original works as the case may be under the scheme of Housing for All Urban Mission, Housing for All Urban Mission or Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana scheme provided qualify from exemption. Services of pure labor to construct of a house, a single residential house construction, pure labor services only exempted, not the material involvement should be take place. Further, my dear friends, exemptions under the GST. Intermediary services, if a particular commission agent from India offer these services to foreign customers, foreign buyer buying the goods from foreign vendor facilitated by a Indian from India, intermediary also qualify from exemption from the payment of the GST. Other sector services, namely miscellaneous services, services associated with transit cargo to Nepal and Bhutan, landlocked countries, have also been exempted if the service in relation to transportation of goods from Nepal to Bhutan, Bhutan to Nepal by land route, where they have to pass through Indian soil, where in India any service provided to that cargo is qualified from exemption from the payment of GST. Further, services of public distribution system PDS, fair price shops, providing services and collecting the commission from government, central, state by distributing their goods, government goods to the public at large, holding the relevant ration cards, and fees commission collected by this particular fair price shop wala qualify from exemption. Admission to a particular toll gate, namely what we can call service by way of access to a road or bridge by payment of a toll fees to authority to collect the toll, qualify from exemption. Transmission distribution of electricity by the electricity distributing authorities, qualify from exemption. Services supplied by FSSAI, Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, provide the services of licensing services, registration services, analyzing services, testing services, certification services, absolutely free from GST. Public libraries provide the services of lending of the books to enhance the knowledge purpose and collecting the charges free from GST. Services of our goods transport agency, I mean to say that goods transport agency GTS services are exemption by road. We got it. Now what I am referring here is services provided by the GST network portal, namely called as Goods and Services Tax Network Portal, GSTN, which is section 8 of the Companies Act 2013, incorporated company as a non-profit entity. Now it is a business entity, 100% stakeholding held by the government, central and state equally. Such a Goods and Services Tax Network, GSTN, they are providing services to government as well as central state, in that case collecting the fees absolutely free from GST. Exhibition services which has been organized outside India, exempted in India. Further, services of foreign diplomatic missions who are located in India, if they provide the services, free from GST. Services by way of slaughterhouses, slaughtering these particular animals and selling that means that service of slaughtering absolutely free from GST. Further, here services of Right to Information Act, to get the information we have to pay the fees to the Right to Information institution to get the information, absolutely qualify from exemption. Further, excess royalty collection contractor who's collecting the charges from the government also be qualified from exemption. So I can simplify manner to say that, my dear friends, our exemptions under the GST, especially CGST Act, with latest amended provisions which are applicable for your May 2022 exam, is concluded at this point of time. Thank you, my dear friends, for listening with greater patience till the time. Hats off to all of you, my dear friends. Thank you to one and all.